So you get to try the 2025s. I got to try some of the 2025s in my garden this year, not as much. I wish I had more. But you get to try all of them. So that's kind of what we're talking about today, is all the fun new plants that I'm sure you've heard a little bit from other channels and Proven Winners and my channel and all that kind of stuff. But the goal of this class is to really get you guys down and dirty, really understand what you're going for next year, and then somebody I know even has some for sale today, which is exciting.
Yes, not everything we talk about. I'll try and point out as we go throughout the day today, like what's new and what's available to purchase now, which will give you the ultimate chance. And also, we love feedback. Send us pictures. If you're having problems, if you are having an awesome, successful container you're super proud of, send it our way. We'd love to share it. Jessica, our offices are right next door to each other, and she often comes calling me in all the time. Ooh, you got to see this, or oh, somebody sent us that, and it's fun. We have a great time.
So yeah, let's talk about Proven Winners, right? I feel like I talk about Proven Winners all the time, but there is a reason, right? I truly, truly believe in this brand. I talked about them before I even worked for them, and to me, I want to be surrounded by plants that I can trust, that I know are coming from a good business with good business practices, and a place that is constantly looking out for us, consumer, right? And that is something that I think is so important, and one of the reasons why I feel like me and Brian are a good match with Proven Winners is because we are constantly trying to get the best plants out to you guys as much as humanly possible. So to me, Proven Winners is helping us do that, and really Brian is helping us do that. You want to talk about that?
Well, I mean, to me, Proven Winners is a brand, right? Like Nike, Adidas, they're a company that has curated a selection of plants for you. They're going out and picking their favorite petunias. They're going out picking all these new plants that they're excited about. And at Bauman Farms, I have ultimate selection. I look at plants from all over the world all the time. And there's a reason why I choose Proven Winners, and that's because I think all of you are going to be successful with them. And ultimately, if you're successful, you are going to come back and buy another one, right? And if you're failing, too many people oftentimes come and I can't grow anything. Yeah. And I'm like, no, you just had bad plants. Or you put basil at the first of, somebody tried to sell you basil at the end of March. Yeah. It's going to die.
Yeah. Do you guys see the displays out front? All those beautiful, that's all Proven Winners.
Yes. All the window boxes we have, all of that is Proven Winners. They're an important part of our business. They're a partner for us. They do not pay me to say that. I am here because I choose to pay them to grow their plants. So I'm always excited.
And the more I see behind the scenes of Proven Winners, even something that Brian's doing here where he will trial out the 2025s the year before, and then Proven Winners comes and talks to him and says, what do you think? What do you think about this one? What do you think about this one? And they're listening to him, and they're listening to little old me in California say, Tiara Pink, I love it, right? And they know that because...
Janie really likes pink.
Is this a surprise to anybody?
So, Proven Winners is really what connected me to Janie. And we were doing, did anybody come to Garden Palooza in the springtime?
Ooh, lucky.
Yes. Garden Palooza was so much fun. I had a great time. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And I wanted Janie to come, but she already had another engagement.
Event. The Proven Winners big pop-up event.
And so Proven Winners called me and they says, we're having Janie come by and kind of film some stuff to help promote Garden Palooza. And I said, oh, that's great. Who's Janie? I didn't have any idea. I didn't know who she was. I'm sorry.
We'll
and
talk later.
I go up to the front of the store. Here's this cute young lady with her phone out. Blah, 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 blah. She's so excited, literally jumping up and down in the middle of the parking lot. I'm Janie, I'm here, let's go.
Quite the impression of me, Brian.
Yes. And it was we had such a good time, instantly, I'm like, okay, let's go. And we started going around, and she started screaming, I started screaming, and we were running through the greenhouse.
Wait, can I do an impression of you?
Sure.
I know.
It was so much fun. We had a great time.
It was really, really fun.
And we were running around. I had not been cued into YouTube. I didn't know. And so Janie posts this video, and I'm thinking, 5 people are going to watch it, right? No, it's 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, within 24 hours. And I'm just crap. And then, what am I doing wrong? And not only that, but the comments from all of you are so encouraging and so loving and so, I mean, just warm. It's this happy place that I think Janie's created with such amazing people following her. I was just like, I was blown away. I didn't know. And Janie is awesome, and we text back and forth all the time and like send pictures of stuff. And she's great. She's awesome. We're going to work on her hanging baskets at home.
We'll talk about that. So part of the reason why I love, coming to places like this and meeting professionals,
Oh, boy.
is I consider myself a learner, right? I don't consider myself a not my rooster. So I don't consider myself, the know-it-all of all this stuff. I think that I've been around it so much, I'm picking up a lot of it. But I learn every single day, every single video, I learn something new. And my goal is to share all that with you. Oh my, is that?
This so happens. This is the whole experience. It doesn't even faze me anymore.
So while Brian and I were walking around earlier today, he was informing me on some things, which I told him, I said, we have to talk about this in the class.
We will.
So we will definitely talk about it. It's just things that are going to make us more successful. And when you have somebody like Brian that has thousands and thousands and thousands of plants, he's learned absolutely the best way to do it. So it's something that I think is such a good resource, and it's one of the reasons why I love doing what I do, because I just keep learning new things every single day. And so hopefully I can convey that to all of you. So Brian is pulling out a new rose. Have you all heard of this rose? Paired, yeah.
This is honey apricot.
Oh, this one's honey apricot. So this one I have in my garden. So all roses are edible, right? You guys know that? Oh, you can eat, but they don't all taste good.
No, but a lot of them with the fragrance and stuff, they almost have a bitter kind of aftertaste to them. They don't taste good.
Yeah, and so this one is really, really interesting because it actually tastes really, really good. You guys should try it, Petal.
Yep.
Maybe not all of you.
No, it's fine.
But you should actually try them because to me, this is something that I think would be fabulous for somebody that's more of like a veggie grower or more of like an herb grower, right? To put this in a veggie garden and get them to ornamentals, right? Which is the ultimate goal. But it will just seamlessly blend in with something like that. You can put it in your regular garden because it is so incredibly beautiful.
It's a beautiful rose. It's got really good disease resistance. Think of it more as like a shrub rose. And I pulled this out in a reason. It wants to send up kind of these strong leaders, and I would pinch this back. Just to kind of get it to mound a little bit more. I've only had this for a couple months, so I've been kind of experimenting with growing and seeing how it grows. Yeah. But it has a really nice fragrance. It's got great disease resistance. It's going to bloom nonstop all summer. Like all the things that you want in a rose in your garden, but to be able to pick off the petals and put them on top of a salad. Like
candy them.
Candy them.
Candy them and put them on top of shortbread cookies. How cute, right?
Yes.
So cute.
I mean, it has like this kind of light honey flavor. Do I think it tastes exactly like honey and apricot? It's not.
No.
It's not a strong flavor.
All Proven Winners roses breed for disease resistance, including black spot, powdery mildew, all that kind of stuff. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It just means it's more likely to not happen. The Atlas rose is probably the best of the best for disease resistance. Like you can basically do anything, and that rose is going to be pretty healthy, as long as you have it in a good situation. But all the Proven Winners roses, including these, they brag about the disease. Every garden's different. Some gardens have it worse than others, but I think it's worth it. And we
have Atlas available as well today.
It's a really fun rose, you guys, and you'll see as soon as you get this in your garden. This one is pretty big, like this one. It definitely wants to grow up. And one of the things that Brian taught me, here today is to not be afraid to pinch back your plants, which is something I think if you guys watch my channel, I'm terrified half the time of pruning fruit trees or pinching back my plants, thinking I'm gonna ruin them. As you were saying, it really makes a huge difference in their growth pattern.
Yes.
And so just like some of the salvias we'll talk about in a little bit, pinching back your plants, making sure that they're growing in the shape that you want them to grow in is absolutely huge. Sorry, I'm so
We have
distracted.
3 speakers today.
I'm trying to stay focused.
Welcome to Falmouth Farms. It's a whole experience here. Honey, how was your time? It was great when I could hear through the rooster.
I haven't grown it in a container. Have you?
Yes, does in a container. It does like a little bit of. I do fertilize it regularly, and it's going to need some pruning. It just really wants to send out these strong leaders, which is fine. But if you prune this, it'll really branch out and do a lot better. In your garden, in a container, either way. This is the first one. This one actually came out last year, but it's one of the things that's frustrating to me, especially with trees and shrubs. They introduce them, but it takes a year to grow most of them. So it was introduced last year. We finally got liners. Now it's available. As far as I know, I've seen this nowhere else in the Northwest. I think we're one of the first people to have it. They have a brand new one they introduced this year. It's called Pair Up. It's white with kind of like a blush.
It's really pretty. It's like a beautiful rose. Plus, it tastes good. Yeah.
Yes, and I have liners coming next week. So that will be for spring. It just takes a little while for that to kind of filter through the process.
It's not quite an annual. You're used to the annuals, right?
Yes, exactly.
All right, red salvia. Holy cow! Have you guys heard me talk about this one? So this one, in my 110-degree weather, nonstop 110-degree weather, it's absolutely like blowing everything out of the park. Now, this is a very big one. You're not going to get you're going to get the 4-inch pots usually, but this one is absolutely huge. And this one is really neat because it's not quite a red. It almost has like fading into like this pink color. So Brian and I were talking about mixing this one with a pink, which I think would be so pretty because sometimes, I always think about when I do containers, I always think about outfits, which is, I don't know, that's what I do. And you see people when they have, they have the dresses with the red and the pink on them. They're really, really beautiful, and that's what this unplugged red reminds me of. But it's one of those that is absolutely going to be able to handle the heat, absolutely no problem. Now, Brian was talking a little earlier. This is another one that would be really good to pinch back just so that you can make sure that it doesn't get too bloom heavy, tall bloom heavy.
So it doesn't do this.
There we go. What
Yes.
did that break?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they just, salvias are in the mint family, actually. The reason that you know this is they have a square stem.
And hollow.
Yeah, and they want to really just, they have these thick stems, but they'll break a lot of times. So when you get it, I really encourage you to make sure you pinch it back a couple times. Get it, and I hadn't pinched these enough, but it really needs to fill out a little more because they just get so heavy and then off it goes.
Yeah. Which is similar to all salvias, but I think the thing that's special about this one, other than the color, is just the heat tolerance for this one, right? It really, really is fabulous. Salvias all can handle heat, but I think that in my hot garden, which has been especially hot this year, it really is showing me what plants can handle the heat and what plants can't handle it. This one definitely can. Another one, not to make you move that after you already moved that, another one that's absolutely gorgeous in my garden, which is new for 2025, is unplugged white. And this one I think is going to be big, you guys. So we've had unplugged blue, we've had unplugged pink. This is unplugged white that's like soft lace. Look at how beautiful that is. And so I'm growing this in the ground right by my fig tree, and it is stunning. It is so beautiful. I walk by it and I go, oh, I need more of that. 100% need more of that. You think of it as silver, right?
I think this color is more silver. It's, potato, right? But really pretty, very nice for a thrower in a container, very upright, blooms nonstop. I have noticed on some of the blooms that you do get a little bit of browning. That happens a lot with white flowers. When the flowers are done, they'll turn brown. So to me, a little bit of deadheading will help make it look a little better. It is not going to make this variety bloom more. So it's merely a cosmetic thing to kind of keep it in that range, but so pretty. The other thing that's so nice about white is that it really pops every other color. So you can put it with almost anything, and it's going to do well. I would put this in full hot sun. In the little bit of shade, it's probably going to search for the light, and you'll see that same thing with all salvias. That's where it's going to want to break open. So keep it in as much sun as possible.
And have you guys have heard that pollinators, hummingbirds really love red plants. They also really love white plants. I didn't know that. That was a new thing that I've heard. But bees, hummingbirds, butterflies, they're really attracted to white. I guess they can see the white. So this one in my garden, you can absolutely see the pollinators. You'll see that I'll be planting this one a lot.
It's just a nonstop bloomer too. I'm falling down on my job already. The white one is available for sale. The unplugged red one is available for sale. The roses, this is kind of, they're finally ready to go. We have those available for sale now.
Yeah.
That's all we've done so far, right?
Can we talk about tiaras now?
I was going to save them for the end.
Oh, okay, fine.
No, we can do it. We can do it. I like big plants.
And you cannot lie.
Yeah. These plants are really bred to bloom and to grow. And the more you feed them, the better they get. But here's the caveat whenever you're fertilizing that much, is you always want to flush them out with regular water at least once a week. The plant doesn't use everything that's in that fertilizer. And so if you're not flushing it out as that plant grows and you're fertilizing, there's certain things, minerals and stuff in there that it's not using, and those build up and salts. Yeah. So you want to just every day, we fertilize twice, or we water twice a day. Morning gets fertilizer, afternoon no fertilizer. So we're flushing it back out.
So one of the first things Brian said to me when I showed up this morning was, you need to fertilize your baskets more.
It's nice to see you.
Hi, Jamie. You need to fertilize your baskets more. I wanted to call and tell you. And you know what? He's right. And I've been lazy is just all it is. I've just been lazy. I fertilize once a week, and it's obviously not enough, especially when it gets super hot like it has been, because I've been watering twice a day, almost 3 times a day sometimes. And you can imagine how many nutrients are being pulled out of those plants. Now, a lot of people will ask me and they'll say, aren't you not supposed to fertilize when it's hot? No, because that's when you're watering the most. And that's when these plants that Proven Winners grows, they are bred to keep blooming all season long. So if they don't have the food that they need, they're not going to be able to do their job. It'll be really sad and look like my hanging baskets.
And Janie did a great job. It was a really good video about going and pruning her hanging baskets. And if you have problems like Janie does pruning them, you need to call me. You need to call your neighbor, look away, and just let them trim them. It's always easier for a plant to grow new growth than it is to fix problem children. And when you have problem areas on your hanging basket, that's what's going to get your diseases. That's what's going to get the spider mites are going to show up. That's like you get problems.
So when I left, right? When did I leave? Yesterday morning. The pink cashmere have started flushing back, but the baskets haven't started flushing back yet. But we just did it, right? We have plenty of time to do it. Mine haven't flushed back yet. Do you guys know how hard it was for me to film that video? I put it off and put it off.
Which is why I didn't text you that you needed to fertilize more. I knew that it was hard on you.
I was already in a bad spot. But finally, Jason was like, get out there and cut back those flowers. If you don't cut back those flowers, you're not going to be doing your job. And it was like, oh. But it is the right thing to do. So just say, I'm right there with you. I don't want to cut back my flowers. He doesn't either. Listen to the professional. It really makes a huge difference. And I'm saying it right now. I'm going to be better about it next year. I think I said that last year, but it's a work in progress.
What kind of fertilizer? So a well-balanced water-soluble fertilizer is the way to go. In Janie's video, she did a really good job. It's hard as a homeowner to fertilize like we do 3 to 4 times a week. I'm at home. I only do it 2 times a week. I don't have time. So Janie put some granular time-release fertilizer in the top. Proven Winners has a great. We've got several different options.
Osmocote is a good one. Yeah.
But that way, as you're watering, at least it's giving it something, and constant. It's not enough. Like it needs a stronger water soluble, at least a triple 15 to triple 20. And the thing that I hate the most about fertilizers. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent.
I wouldn't hear this.
Scott's and Miracle-Gro and all of them have like their bloom boosting fertilizer. It is not what you want. That it's often like 5, 15, 5. We fertilize 15, 0, 15. That middle number is really to help perennials that need help blooming. These plants are ready to bloom. That first number is really going to feed the foliage, and that last number is going to feed the roots. And as long as they're taken care of, you're going to have a big, beautiful hanging basket. So that's why I say it is easy to find a well-balanced fertilizer. Triple 15 to triple 20, water soluble. So this is what we use. Everyone asks us for like, what's the fertilizer that we use? That's what I want. So we had them bag it and put all the information and stuff on it. So you have it. It's 1 teaspoon per gallon of water. I oftentimes will do 2 or 3 because I'm only doing it once a week. You gotta fertilize them. We've had this talk, Janie.
I know, and I am. You have taught me because your plants look so much better than my plants do right now, and I'm like, oh, it's the heat, right? No, it's the fertilizer. I need to fertilize more. I'm just lazy.
That's all right.
But no, I think that that's really great advice, and it's just a matter of we got to feed these plants. And if you ever see that your leaves, when you're cutting back, if you notice, if you look close at my hanging baskets, the leaves were really yellow, right? And yellow means they need food. If you see the yellow with the green veins, I'm sure you all know that, iron deficiency, they still need food. Give them some nitrogen. So,
Yep.
I love it. But I do like this Star Diva. So a year ago, I went to 4-Star Greenhouse. I did this whole kind of traveling around Michigan, looking at all the Proven Winners plants. And I went to 4-Star Greenhouse. And 4-Star is where they grow the annuals. They develop the annuals for Proven Winners. And they let me go back into the R&D, research and development greenhouse. And they took my phone from me. They didn't let me do it. They took my phone. Yeah, and they were like, you don't have anything else on you, right? And I was like, no. So I was like, oh my gosh. And I saw them growing these. And they have the Star Diva blue, the Star Diva pink, and the Star Diva white. And they told me the story about how long it took to develop this plant and to get it out to us. And when I saw that it had come out for 2025, I literally called, his name is Josh, I called Josh and I said, congratulations. I know how hard and how many years it took you to develop this plant because I saw it and I want to talk about it. And so now I can finally talk about this super, super cool plant. So Scaevola is a fabulous heat-tolerant plant. To me, it is the perfect pairing with a boulder plant like a Super Junior because it has these fine petals on it. And the cool thing about this is fan flower, Scaevola, is usually in the shape of a fan, which to me is like kind of fun, it's whimsical, it's different. This one is in the shape of a star. And to me, that just gives it a whole nother feeling when you plant this in your garden. Kind of a more romantic, princessy feeling. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I really do feel that. So these are absolutely beautiful. I have the pink one growing. You think the white one is the most vigorous?
Yeah, I'll bring out each of them. If you have grown Scaevola before, this is completely different. Scaevola before has these really long arms that kind of poke in and out and around. They're in a lot of our combinations. They're up on top of the barn. You see it with the saffron, finch, yellow with the blue. It's really pretty. This does not have long arms. I have not pinched this. I have not done anything. You can see it's really creating a tight mound of flowers. You get, I think, a lot more flower power out of this than you do other Scaevola. The key, and this is where Janie and me started working on it, is I don't know how vigorous this is going to be with other plants. It's really tight. It's really compact. I just don't want to put, I would never put bubblegum with this. Bubblegum will just run over the top of it. You would never see it. What goes with this? Right?
Mini Vista.
Mini Vista.
A Mini Vista, right?
Well, and I even think like Saffron Finch, Royal Velvet are going to be a little more, not quite as vigorous.
Yeah.
But I also think this is going to do really well with Calibrachoa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So we're planting up some combos. Watch as those videos come out because we're going to try and see exactly what the vigor is like. We have all of these available for sale now. So if you want to try them in some of your pots, I think they're going to be an excellent container plant. They're just not going to take over. They're going to give you a nice pop of color. The blue is a nice color. Let me show you the other ones.
Here it's an annual.
Just love it and let her go. It's okay.
We're not allowed to say it's completely sterile. It's never going to reseed. There's only 2 types of lantana, that marmalade and then one other orange one that I'm allowed to say that. They're bred to be sterile, but it doesn't mean that they're 100% sterile. But I wouldn't count on them.
It's not invasive.
They're perfectly great for pollinators because just because they're sterile doesn't mean they don't make the nectar that the pollinators and the pollen that the pollinators like. So it's the pollen, the nectar, whatever it is that the plant is growing for the pollinators that they're eating. Sterile just means that they don't finish their life cycle.
Is there a scent, she asked, and no, which is sometimes a good thing. Like, how do you feel about the scent of Bacopa?
Neutral.
Well, it's gross. I do not like the smell of Bacopa. I think it's awful.
I feel that way about lantana.
See, I have people that know me and like, see, multiple people. I'm getting affirmation.
They're just being nice.
As you can see, the white to me out of the three colors is shooting out longer arms more than the others. I don't know if that's just me, that's why we're planting them up in bigger pots, because I want to find out. But the flower is so different on these. I mean, I just think they make a much nicer presentation. We never sold a lot of Scaevola. It usually was us trying to promote it as an accent, a texture to go with it.
Yeah.
So,
So I think we all can tell which one Brian's favorite is, right?
yeah, I love the white.
And which one mine favorite is.
Oh, look, she loves the pink.
Yes. You can see on my channel I've planted 6 of them, and they don't get big. They're not big, you know what I mean? They're not going to be 4 feet by 4 feet like a bubble gum, but they're pretty, and they're a different. They're just a different look. So this plant, like, are we going to get in trouble for saying this, Brian? So let me introduce you to Mini Me. Mini Me chartreuse. Can anybody even see me behind Mini Me? So this is last year they came out with a coleus called Mini Me Watermelon that was definitely mini. It was like this big, right? And so this year they were all proven winners. It's like, we have a new color. It's Mini Me Chartreuse. And so Brian and I started planting these, and both he and I noticed the same thing. They're not quite Mini Me. I have mine in my shade garden, and I walked by it the other day and thought, whoa, whoa, whoa. And you, same thing.
Same thing. It's not small.
It's gorgeous, though. So we just planted up some pots back in the greenhouses, like he was saying. I put this with a Vista bubblegum. That's got to tell you something, right? So it's still really beautiful. It still has the interesting foliage texture that the Mini Me Watermelon has. It's a gorgeous chartreuse that you're going to be able to see, right, like across the garden. I always love plants that you can see from far away because it can attract your eye, and this one's beautiful. Don't be fooled, it's not a Mini-Me. Right?
It's pretty big. One of the things I pinched this once, but you can see how well it's branched. And I think it's going to, it'll take full sun to full shade. So it really opens up a lot of opportunities. And in the full sun, you're going to get much more of a greener tone. And in the shade, you're going to get much more of a lime greeny tone. So it will change based on the amount of light that it gets. But I think the texture is awesome. I think the vigor is great for coleus. A lot in the Northwest, we are very wet and cold in the spring. Yeah. And if a coleus is not really moving, you'll have a lot of them rot off. And I think with the amount of vigor that it has, it's going to do fairly well early on.
You had to pick any blooms off of this?
No.
I haven't pinched any off of mine either. So that's good, right? So that's an interesting thing. I do want to reiterate with Brian, if you guys do buy any of the 2025 and grow them for the rest of the season, just keep me updated on how they do. I love hearing about it. Like, you don't even have to send me a picture. Just say, oh, the Mini-Me grew as a mini for me. You know, I just would like to hear more things about it. But right now, the experience that Brian and I have is, this is a gorgeous plant with the wrong name. Ooh, heliotrope. I love it. It smells so good. Okay, so this one, I wish I could take credit and say that Winners developed this one because I talk about heliotrope so much. No, it had nothing to do with me. That's okay. This one is absolutely stunning. It is such a gorgeous plant. I am shocked when I hear people say like, heliotrope. It's kind of an old-fashioned flower. It's not that interesting. How can you not love this beautiful thing that smells so good? And this one is called
Aromagica?
Aromagica.
Aromagica?
It's supposed to smell good, right? And it really, really does smell good. And this is different. I'm actually growing Fragrant Delight, another variety. It's a lot taller, a lot leggier in my garden right now. This one is a lot more compact, and actually the leaves are a lot softer. So I'm so excited to get this into my garden next year. I'm super, super excited about it. So do you want to talk about the scorching of the leaves?
Yeah, so where's Mom? So Mom and me had this fight, and she hated heliotrope. And
Mom.
she said, well, there's a reason why. And she said, well, I already told her to put it in full sun, but it always burned for her in full sun. When she put it in shade, it didn't burn. And she said, it's a shade plant. And everyone's right. It's what's, yeah. Don't take sides, Brian.
Be nice to your mother, Brian.
I know, that's what I'm trying. Here's the thing. With heliotrope, if it dries out in full sun, it just burns to a crisp. And it's not because it didn't like the full sun, it just does not like to go dry. Do not let your heliotrope dry out in full sun. It'll just crisp. And if that happens, you want to just cut it back and let it regrow. See, he talks to me too. Yeah. But it does well in the shade. It's just not as, you're not going to get as tight branching. You're not going to get as many flowers. And when I asked Proven Winners, like, I'm getting all this stuff coming in, I'm like, oh, what should I be excited about? And they said, believe it or not, this heliotrope is worth it. It's a really nice heliotrope.
Yeah.
And Fragrant Delight has always been kind of our go-to, but it really will get long arms. And this, as you can see, is much more compact. The fragrance on it is phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Really, really nice fragrance.
I'm on a mission to bring heliotrope back into popularity. I just am so obsessed with it. I love it so much. I just can sit here and I'm just staring at the blooms because they're so beautiful. So this one I think is going to be a huge hit for Proven Winners, and I'm hoping that they'll be able to come out with even more varieties of it, because how fun would that be if there's like a white one that had a
More
scent?
colors, yeah.
Yeah, right? So there's a heliotrope alba. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
But I don't think that one has a very good scent, right? And then there's Augusta Lavender. I don't think that one has that good of scent. And just coming up with this one is just, oh, it's just so pretty. Can we bring up the Wedgwood Pink with this one? So I'm really into like the romantic vibes right now. I don't know why, but look at these two together, you guys. Look at how beautiful that is together. So this is Angel Face Wedgwood Pink. It is the sister of Wedgwood Blue. Isn't it beautiful? It's so pretty. He likes it too. So the reason why this one is so gorgeous is because it can handle the heat, it can handle humidity, it can handle arid. Excuse me, it has these beautiful flowers that are bicolor, and so bicolor is really, really fun. Proven Winners has actually done a lot of research and found that we all like bicolor a lot. I could have told them that for free, but that's okay. So it's a beautiful plant, and to me, it's very romantic. So you guys are definitely going to see these together in my garden next year, and I just think that they're beautiful.
In the Northwest, it's really hard for me to grow this until about the middle of May, which means I'm not getting starts until around Mother's Day, which means it's June into Father's Day before you're really seeing it out a lot. So this is a plant that when you're planting your containers in spring, you want to leave a spot for.
Oh, that's a good tip. That's a
Just
good tip.
leave a spot where you're going to drop in later. It's not going to do you any good or me any good to try and get this to you by Mother's Day. It's not going to happen. It's not going to do well. You're going to be unhappy. I'm going to be unhappy. It's not
Can you talk about what you were telling me about getting them to stand up straight as opposed to flopping over?
So again, we're coming back to pinching, and so this one has been pinched once, and I mean it's good. I mean, if you look at the amount of, I'll grab the other one in a second. Flower power, flower coverage, like it's unbelievable, and it just blooms its little heart out. If you don't pinch it, it's similar to that salvia, and it's going to send up this particular variety. Not all Angelonias are definitely a wide range in terms of growth habit, but this one's pretty vigorous. So you're going to send some long arms up, and it'll break open. But this is what happens when you don't pinch it enough. And you can see it's just not as good as the other one.
Yeah. but it's still pretty.
Yeah.
It's still very pretty. So the white one has been around. One of the great things about Proven Winners is that they're constantly improving. So this is another one that just has better branching. It has better heat tolerance and humidity tolerance, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful plant. And this one is supposed to not flop over as much, but oh, so here's another one that's incredible, you guys.
You're okay. I was trying to like.
So Bermuda Beach has always been a favorite, I'm sure, for a lot of you as well. I don't know why they felt the need to improve it, but they did. And I'm really happy that they did. So they get bigger, they get more covered with blooms. They're absolutely gorgeous. It is performing so incredibly well for me. And mixing this with like blue and yellow, oh my goodness, it will be absolutely beautiful. So that's one cool thing about Proven Winners. Okay, let's talk about dahlias. Claudia. Claudia is the dahlia. Yeah, well, I'm going to do a garden tour at her garden. She has dahlias. Proven Winners came out with a new line of dahlias called Virtuoso Dahlias. The thing that's special about these is they're a little compact. They're not going to get crazy, right? And they're going to bloom all season long. So I don't know how much of an issue. Do your dahlias bloom all season, even when it gets hot? Okay, you guys are lucky. When it gets too hot for us, our dahlias will kind of just stop doing what they're doing. And it's really sad. So they pretty much won't do anything for a couple months during the summer. Then come fall, they'll start blooming again. These guys have been blooming absolutely nonstop. There's a couple of colors, some that Brian doesn't have, but one of the best colors is this pinkerific right here, which is almost like a cactus-like dahlia that I don't think they're pushing it as a cactus dahlia, but I think it's a cactus dahlia. And I always say the pictures on the Proven Winners website are terrible, and I'm going to get in trouble for saying that. But it doesn't do it justice because this one is like an iridescent pink. Do you want to talk about the buds?
Yeah, the thing that I really love, especially when you're dealing with smaller, more compact dahlias, is a lot of times the blooms kind of are really stuck in the foliage. You don't see the blossoms as much. And you can really tell with this variety, all the blossoms are nice little nodes right above the foliage. So you really get a lot of flower power with these. They're really promoting these hard as mildew resistant. Even in the summertime, a lot of dahlias can have problems with mildew. I am still seeing it on some of these here.
Yeah.
So a fungicide treatment every now and then is good. You'll see it as little white spots on the leaves. And if you don't do anything, especially if you're overhead watering and that fungus just spreads very quickly. So it's something to keep an eye on with your dahlias. It's better than a lot of them, but keep an eye on it.
Yeah, and stay on top of it if you do see something like that. Now, I'm really, really hot and really dry. I haven't seen a speck of powdery mildew on mine, but we really don't get a ton of powdery mildew. But every once in a while we will. But I'm sure it's more important for you guys here.
Yeah, we definitely get more moisture. The thing for us is the cooler nights really keep this blooming well. We have the cooler nights, which makes a difference.
Lucky.
I would call this medium vigor. There's a lot of dahlias that are much more compact than this. You could get away with one in here really easily, and I think it would have been just fine. Not knowing, that's why we're trying it and practicing some things. There is, in the same series, there's a red, a yellow, and the red and the yellow are just, they're not exciting. They're just really good colors. If you want a really true red, that red in this series is amazing. Really dark red. The yellow is also really nice.
Begonias. So a couple years ago, I went with my family to Hawaii. Have you guys anybody been to Hawaii? Yeah. The plants there are stunning. They're so gorgeous. And one of the plants that I saw a ton in Hawaii was Rex begonias. And what a couple garden centers had is they had a whole bunch of different kind of Rex begonias all together. And I realized when I saw that display how much I loved the foliage for the Rex begonias. So remember I told you guys about that R&D, like going behind the scenes? This was another one that was in there. And this is another one that they were so secretive about. They didn't want anybody to know about it. And so when it came out, it was like, oh, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. So this one's called Space Age. All of these Rex begonias in this series have like spacey names. One of them's Black Hole.
Well, we've got them all over here. You're welcome to come up and see. Really, the key for me in growing these was realizing how they do not like light at all. These want to be in your deepest, darkest shade.
Yeah.
Any light, and they do burn.
Yeah.
But as soon as we put them in a nice, shady greenhouse, you can see, I mean, it's really pretty. It does well outside this time of year. You can bring these inside very easily. They make a great house plant, mainly because they don't like the light. The foliage color is beautiful. There's a lot of leaves on them. They seem to have a really good vigor. A lot of Rex begonias that we grow take forever.
Yeah.
And this has been, I think, 4 weeks.
And
So-
that's what they were really working on in the R&D, is they were making sure that the performance of these was winter standards, which I thought was really, really cool. Because I was looking at some plants that they were like, oh, these don't make the cut. And I was like, those are freaking beautiful plants. What are you doing, right? But they wanted absolute perfection. So you know that you're going to get a really, really great plant. I'll also say, did you guys know Rex begonias are very expensive? Oh my gosh, they're so expensive. So it always makes me excited when Proven Winners will come out with something, because then it's like, we're all going to get it. It's so exciting for the masses. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Is it time?
It's time.
Oh, yes. Okay, the plant that I am hands down most excited about, Brian's going to bring out his favorite color first, and then we'll talk about my favorite color. The new Supertunia. This is huge, you guys. So this is a whole new series of Supertunia. It's called the Tiara series, and it has a beautiful iridescent look to it. Somebody described these, which I thought was really interesting, as the look of a morning glory flower, right? Don't you see it, right? And you know morning glories, you can see them and you're just like, what is that beautiful thing? And that's what this Tiara Blue is. This Tiara Blue is an absolute gorgeous, gorgeous Supertunia. The ones that I have in my pots back by my office, covered with blooms. Absolutely covered with blooms. Brian,
I'm trying to see it, like how much I messed it up on the way here. But it's really pretty. I
Brian,
think that's a better side.
yeah. So
you go.
Brian's favorite is the blue. My favorite is obviously the pink. And
We will get to the pink.
I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek. It's going in my zigzag planter next year.
Oh, really?
Don't tell anybody. But I'm very, very excited about it. So this one has a great growth habit. It's very vigorous, not as vigorous as the pink.
Not as vigorous. This one is going to be more compact. I would put this in line with Saffron Finch, Royal Velvet. The mini vistas would go really well with this. The size of flower obviously is a little bit bigger than the mini vistas. The flower power, this doesn't do it justice. We've been moving these around. They were out back. We just brought them up, and I should have had it brought up earlier and put it in the sun, because the flower coverage on this is unbelievable. So pretty, so covered in flowers.
Maybe it needs fertilizer.
No, yes. Sunshine in this case. But I'm just a blue fan. I really think it goes well with so many different colors. You can put it with the pink, but this one is not going to be nearly as vigorous, and it's hard to tell, and I'll bring that one out here so you can see it better, but I've probably pruned the Tiara Pink probably 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah.
It's just that much more vigorous than the
Yeah.
blue Tiara.
Tell everybody the pot that you did with the white and the silver. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
It really was.
Wow.
I'll give you credit.
So, Angel Wings Senecio, beautiful silver foliage. So I did a container. It had the blue tiara, the angel wings in it, and then there's a fountain grass that's kind of green with white flower spikes coming up through the top. And then I did the white Star Diva, thank you.
Yeah. It was beautiful. Seeing this with the silvery and white, it was like, oh, that's a good combination.
Whenever you're doing container combos, I always think it's easier to just start with 2 colors. Just pick 2 colors and mix your textures. It really makes it look sophisticated, and I make it look like I know what I'm doing, when in reality I'm just playing. I think that that's a great way to really make your container combos just look great. And I'm really more about complementary colors. I want things that are going to complement them, just because my life here is so crazy and wild, and there's so many things going on that I really want harmony and just ease, like
Yeah.
peace.
Peace. So, Tiara Blue, absolutely beautiful, but I cannot say enough about Tiara Pink. When I was at Cultivate a couple weeks ago, they had the plants there. They had Tiara Blue and Tiara Pink, same size plant, grown together, and the Tiara Pink was massive. And I always want the biggest bang for your buck. It's a plant. So I heard through the grapevine, oh my God, look at this plant. Isn't it amazing? Isn't this plant amazing? Like, it's just so pretty. So I heard through the grapevine. So we all know about Super Vistas, right? So Super Tunia Vistas are the most vigorous out of the Super Tunias. But the other reason why there's Super Tunia Vistas and regular Super Tunias is because Super Tunia Vistas kind of climb on each other. That's a characteristic of Super Tunia Vistas. This plant is very, very vigorous. Don't you think this should have been a Super Tunia Vista? The thing is, it doesn't do this. It does this. It trails. So in someone's zigzag planter, it's going to trail over the side and look absolutely beautiful, right? So yeah, so that is why this is not a Super Tunia Vista, obviously because it's in the Tiara line, but it is so vigorous. It is so beautiful. And again, it has that same look to the Tiara Blue, that iridescent white, and then coming out to the beautiful color. And Brian and I were trying to describe this, and we decided it's described as pank, not pink, because it's pank, right?
Yes. I mean, and that's one of the things that's hard, like when Janie's talking on her videos or I'm talking on a video or you see a picture in a catalog, pink and red is one of those colors it's hard to describe because oftentimes the camera changes that a little bit. But I mean, being here in person and seeing it, it's just a really great color. I think they should have called it Janie Pink.
Yeah.
But, right in line. But it definitely, in growing it, it definitely wants to go straight across the pot and down.
Yeah.
So when you're pairing it with plants, think about that. When you're putting it in a container, it's just going to go straight across and down. I think that's important. I think in a lot of, like, especially vistas, I'll throw something tall in the center, even if some combos and stuff. And I think you really need something to bridge that gap between your thriller and your spiller here, where you're going to end up with something really tall in the center, and then you're going to empty space here.
Well, yeah, it's gonna cover the dichondra for sure. So I have dichondra silver falls growing in my zigzag planter. It's a perennial for me in my zone, which I know is absolutely ridiculous, but it's a beautiful, beautiful show of dichondra silver falls, and this will definitely cover it. But I'm willing to forego. I probably will just leave it in and let it cover it, you know what I mean, as time goes on. But it definitely will take away from that beautiful dichondra silver falls.
We don't grow a lot of stuff down. This is a brand new paniculata hydrangea from Proven Winners called Little Time Punch. And the reason why they call it punch is because these blossoms are going to turn a Hawaiian punch in the fall. And so many times I love paniculata hydrangeas. It really fills in the gap in your garden right now where a lot of things are tired, things aren't looking great, and these are just coming into their prime. They're super easy to grow, they're super hardy. A lot of times with them, I make the mistake of pruning them too far back. And what happens then is they shoot out these big, beautiful blossoms, then they fall over because the flower is so big and so beautiful on them. This one has super sturdy stems, and it's really holding up well. It's only going to get about 2 to 3 feet tall. Limelight can get 6 to 8 feet tall. So it's going to be much more manageable for a lot of you in your landscapes. And to have that Hawaiian punch color in the fall, I think is just going to be
Fun.
really great. And I would get in trouble from our tree and shrub. Is Barb over there? She's hiding. Did I lose her? She's hiding. Another Barb. Barb R. There's 2 Barbs. Barb, my mom, which I just call mom. And then Barb R. But I have to distinguish because when I start yelling Barb on the radio, I get in trouble from my mom. Here she comes. Look, she knows she's in trouble now. She's looking at me through the trees. Barb R. does all of our tree and shrub buying. So thank you, Barb, for pushing me to get some new stuff.
Good job, Barb.
Yes, she does a great job. Melissa is our annual perennial buyer. She does a lot of our perennials and stuff, does a really great job. And she is one of those people that never stops moving. Like, that girl goes, and she works here 5 days a week, probably walks 30,000 steps a day. And I'm like, oh, how was your weekend? I climbed Mount Hood today. And I'm like, what did you do? She's like, oh, I went on a 20-mile hike. It's fine. Like, she's just great. Mary is right next to her. Mary has been here for a number of years. Many of you know her from our hanging basket classes because I love to pick on her.
And I want to say a huge thank you to Brian and all of Bauman's for having me here. I love coming here, and I'm planning to come as many more
You're
times
coming
as
back?
I can.
All right.
Well,
We should put it on the calendar.
so, yeah, I just have to say, you guys are so lucky to have a place like this. Plan on seeing me more next year because I want to come back. And hopefully Brian and I can do some more fun things. But we love to hear your guys' input, what you want to see, what plants you want to see, what plants you're not that interested in. Like, we want to hear all of it. So a huge thank you to all of you coming out today, seeing us. We'll be up here. You guys can come and ask us any questions or anything like that afterwards. But a huge thank you to all of you and to all of Bauman's for having us here, and to the Rooster
Yes,
for making it fun.
the new star of the show. And a big round of applause for Janie. Thank you so much. I just didn't know what I was missing, and now that you're in my life, I feel complete. So thank you,
Thanks for
everybody.
on.
Have a great rest of your day. Thank you.